The Type 79 SMG is a 5-star SMG that's available through both normal and heavy construction. The creation of the Type 79 began in 1965, when the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, sent a request for a weapon that could be used within a jungle environment to the 208th Research Institute of Chinese Ordnance. However, between 1966 and 1970, the project was repeatedly cancelled and restarted due to the Cultural Revolution, with testing and prototyping finally being conducted between 1971 and 1978, and being adopted in 1979, hence the name. Though it first officially saw use in the Sino-Vietnamese War, the Type 79 technically was first used by the Gang of Four coup, as several prototypes were stolen and then reverse-engineered during the coup. During its use in Vietnam, the PLA reported that the high rate of fire was detrimental to accuracy, along with the small magazine size, jamming, and, ironically enough, poor reliability in jungles. However, it did find use in police forces. There are multiple versions of the Type 79, such as the Ace Mod, a conversion kit made by Li Ka-ho to allow lights and sights to attach; Peak 79, again made by Li Ka-ho with built-in light and red dot sight; TAPS 79, or Tactical Adapter Platform System for Type 79 SMG, with Picatinny rails; MAPS 79, again by Li with a modular stock; Defender, made by Wang Jie, given an arrow handguard and telescoping stock; Operational Briefcase, which is just a Type 79 in a briefcase; and the Chen Ying with M-Lock handguard, gun stocks, muzzle brake, and magazine. The Type 79 is a gas-operated, short-stroke piston, closed-rotating bolt submachine gun, which fires the 7.62 by 25mm Tokarev cartridge from a 20-round detachable box magazine, at a fire rate of 1,000 rounds per minute, out to a range of 200 meters. In her base character art drawn by Sanzu Nainu, 79 wears a black bodysuit with red stripe down the sides, dark gray thigh highs with garter belts and black strap shoes, dark blue crop top jacket with tall collar and black cuffs, black glove on her left hand, magazine pouches to her left, and a go bag also to her left. She holds her Type 79 with her robotic arm, with the SMG itself looking like the Defender or Chen Ying version of the SMG. In her voice lines, voiced by Tanaka Minami, who also voices Hinata Okano in Assassination Classroom, Junko Heki in High School Fleet, Lily Hoshikawa in Zombie Land Saga, Himeno Toyokawa in Let's Make a Mug 2, Teltina in Red Ranger Isekai, Nidocrease and Ortlind in FGO, Lenaria in Grand Blue Fantasy, April in Arknights, and Tendu Eris in Blue Archive. 79 often calls the commander Sir.
指揮官様、7級式、ただいま到着しました。ご命令を。ありがとう、指揮官様。みんなのことは任せてください。指揮官様、よくぞ来てくださいました。今日のご指示は？私？本当に？どうして？少しは頑張ったけど、何も期待はしてませんし、そんなの無理だって思ってましたのに、今は、本当に幸せすぎます。ありがとうございます、指揮官様。仕事中は真面目にしてください、指揮官様。まあ、褒めてくれるのは嬉しいけど。指揮官様、今日の私の格好、どうですか？というか、どこが違うかわかります？よーく見てみてください。
Like some SMGs, 79's main role is stunning enemies for a short period of time. Her tiles buff assault rifles, giving them plus 20% damage. She's best placed on tiles 5 and 6, but can be placed on tiles 2, 3, 7, and 8 if you don't mind losing a tile. 79's first skill, Stun Grenade, at level 10 has 79 throw a stun grenade that stuns enemies within a 2.5 unit radius for 4.5 seconds. This has a 5-second ICD and 16-second NCD. When fully linked, enhanced, and level 100, 79 has 194 HP per link for a total of 970, consumes 85 ammo and 60 rations, deals 32 damage, has 70 evasion, 12 accuracy, 88 rate of fire, 12 move speed, a 5% crit rate, and deals 150% damage on a crit. The recommended equipment for base 79 is her spec, the SNB 762, which gives her plus 25 damage at the cost of minus 4 rate of fire when fully calibrated and enhanced, as well as a 5-star heavy exoskeleton and 5-star suppressor. To fully mod 79, she'll need 3,800 memfrags, 150 dummy cores, and 10 fire control components, aka FCCs. 100 affection for all mod levels, and to be level 100 for mod 1, 110 for mod 2, and 115 for mod 3. This takes roughly 20.5 days just to get the memory fragments, though it can be shorter if there's a rate up. Getting the FCCs is much slower, as you'll only be able to get 2 per month from the black market, as well as the 2 from the battle pass. But that's only 40% of what you need, so realistically it will take anywhere between 3 and 5 months to get the FCCs you need from both the Battle Pass and or the black market. Her rarity goes to 6 stars when modded. In her mod art, drawn by the same artist, 79 now wears a tactical body stocking underneath a bunny suit with the sides cut out and a tactical piss zipper, metal armored collar around her neck, thigh highs with garter belts, black combat boots, a belt with ammo pouches attached, and gas mask hanging off underneath. A go bag and battering ram in her left hand, and blue jacket with fur-trimmed collar and radio over top. She holds her Type 79, still in her robotic right arm, this time with more updated furniture and attachments. When fully modded, 79 gains an additional tile and now gives plus 10% crit rate to ARs, in addition to the plus 20% damage. She now also has 199 HP per link for a total of 995, dealing 37 damage, having 87 evasion, 16 accuracy, and 93 rate of fire. Her first skill, Stun Grenade, now stuns for 4.5 seconds, and if only one enemy is hit, inflicts 20% vulnerability on them for 4.5 seconds. Additionally, the night vision for the entire squad is increased by plus 90% for 9 seconds in night battles. If she has her spec, the Special Combat Uniform equipped, minus 25% flashbang cooldown. This has a 3-second ICD and 12-second NCD. 79's second skill, Fireproof Fortress, at level 10, and when not taking damage, she gains a stack of resilience that increases her own damage and crit rate by plus 15% every 1.5 seconds, maxing out at 5 stacks, or plus 75% damage and crit rate, lasting for 12 seconds. When taking damage, she gains a shield with 15% of her max HP for 12 seconds. This can be only triggered once every 3 seconds. The recommended equipment for 79 is her previously mentioned S&B 762, as well as her spec, the Special Combat Jacket, which she receives for reaching Mod 3, and gives plus 42 evasion, plus 15% crit rate, and a passive to her S1 when fully calibrated and enhanced, as well as a 5-star suppressor. Base Type 79 isn't really that notable. If anything, her stats, tiles, buffs, and skill are pretty just fairly typical of your average SMG. High evasion and rate of fire, tiles aren't great, but also aren't bad either, and the ever so prevalent stuns grenade skill. Again, not bad, but also not unique. Her mod, on the other hand, can actually be quite good, at least in my opinion. Her tiles now cover the entire backline, giving plus 10% crit rate in addition to the previous plus 20% damage, which is pretty good for ARs. Her S1's initial cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds and normal cooldown by 4, even further if she has her mod spec equipped, as well as inflicting vulnerability if only one enemy is hit, which is pretty good against very stronger enemies or bosses. She also gives everyone night vision, but we'll pass on that. For her S2, she massively increases her own damage and crit rate and can switch to tanking when hit by generating a shield, allowing her to be the tank and kind of the DPS all in one. I would like to add, however, that typically, unless the SMG is a grenadier-like Vector, most SMGs don't focus or excel at dealing damage, instead focusing on evasion tanking or debuffs. Sure, her damage can rise up to about 65 with 5 stacks of her S2, but ARs are simply much better for the situation. The shield she gains as well also only procs every 3 seconds, meaning that you'd probably better hope that the enemy's DPS isn't high enough to eat through the shields in those 3 seconds, given that's only 15% of her HP. Also, her passive for S1 requires her to be at mod 3, and it's just a cooldown on her throwing a stun grenade. Regardless, I believe that modded Type 79 could make a good addition as both as a semi-DPS main tank hybrid, but you can easily pass on base Type 79. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Azir Lane videos as well.